Yisrael.
Yisrael.
Israel.
Yisrael.
Yisrael.
ज नहीं स.
Yisrael.
हाँ. सब जो उधर काम कर रहे हैं 18 से 26 साल के बच्चे हैं.
ओके.
क्योंकि वो बच्चों को कॉलेज से चुन चुन के देखते हैं कि भाई टीचर को लगेगा ये बदमाश लड़का है, बहुत ये हेरा फेरी कर रहा है, शैतानी कर रहा है. दे सी ही इज विलिंग टू डिफाई द रूल्स. इजराइल ने ही उस बंदे को हिजबुल्लाह ने में प्लांट किया था जिसने बोला था हमको पेजर लेने चाहिए.
ओह गॉड.
और फिर उनको कन्विंस करके इजरायलियों को बोला और इजरायलियों ने उसका लाइसेंस 6-7 साल पहले लिया, फैक्ट्री सेटअप किया. और देख लो कि हिजबुल्लाह ने खुद अपने हत्या के लिए पैसा दिया है इजराइल. हिंदुस्तान में हम टेक्नोलॉजी में इन्वेस्ट करते हैं क्योंकि हम मानते हैं लोग बुद्धू हैं और हमारे प्रॉब्लम्स टेक्नोलॉजी में हैं. उधर वो टेक्नोलॉजी में इन्वेस्ट नहीं करते, वो ह्यूमंस में इन्वेस्ट करते हैं क्योंकि वो मानते हैं कि ह्यूमन से ही टेक्नोलॉजी निकलता है. ये लोग दिन भर बोलते रहते हैं शहादत शहादत शहादत. अब आपको शहादत की अपॉर्चुनिटी मिल रहा है तो जाके शहीद बनो ना.
मास्क उतारो जी सीजन 2 में आपका स्वागत है. नमस्कार, मैं पायल बिहाना. आज हम बात करेंगे मोदी जी के एक प्रोजेक्ट की. वो कहते हैं वोकल फॉर लोकल हो जाइए. अगर हम वोकल फॉर लोकल होते हैं तो हम अपने आर्टिसंस को, क्राफ्ट्समैन को, कारीगरों को आत्मनिर्भर बनाते हैं. वो पैसे कमाएंगे, वो कल अपने बच्चों को अच्छी शिक्षा देंगे, अच्छा रहन सहन करवाएंगे, अच्छी तरह साफ़ सुथरा घर बनाएंगे, सब चीज़ें करेंगे. तो क्यों ना आज हम बात करें विद वन एंड ओनली, और आपको पता है रॉक स्टार है जो सोशल मीडिया का, विद अभिजीत मित्रा अय्यर. तो हाय अभिजीत.
नमस्ते. इन सॉलिडारिटी विद पैलेस्टाइन मैंने अपना नाम बदल दिया है अबू इब्न अय्यर.
ओके.
तो it will be good if you could address me as such because you know everybody knows I'm a major supporter of Palestine, of Hamas and of Hezbollah, and you know
And
this
Houthis?
is
And
this is
Houthis?
I'm wearing and Houthis too, and I'm wearing a red shirt for the blood of the martyrs of Palestine.
ओके. सो अब आप ये बताइए, ये आपके सामने जो प्रोडक्ट पड़ा है ये आपके ही स्टेट का है, इसके
Yes.
बारे में बताइए.
So this is from my state of Tamil Nadu, and it's a website called Kala by Arpit. So this you can see is made with palm leaves that are colored, and there's lots of multicolored stuff that you get from here. Lovely stuff. So do check it out and get it because this is made by artisans, local artisans, and this is from Muradabad, bronze with Meena work. So I suggest you go check it out and buy it and help our local artisans.
So the thing is, Abhijit, you don't have to be a Jew to support.
Abu Ibn Ayyar.
Abu Ibn Ayyar ji, you don't have to be a Jew to support Jews. You just have to be a human being. I am wearing blue in solidarity with and of is what did you say? Israel.
Yisrael.
Israel.
Yisrael.
Israel.
Z नहीं स.
Israel.
हाँ.
Okay. Israel. So yalla yalla. What do they say?
आप जो बोलना है बोल लो.
Yalla 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 yalla. What do they say?
Why are you supporting the Zionist occupier entity?
Oh, shut up. I support Jews.
I also support orange juice and pineapple juice and apple juice.
And what are you? You're supporting
But you know,
Palestine?
juice is bad for you. It's high in sugar and no fiber or anything.
Okay. So I believe you'd gone to Israel.
Yisrael.
Israel. Israel.
Yisrael, correct.
Israel for 5-6 days. Why did you go to Gaza?
I went to Gaza to do this trip. You know, Gaza is was such a shining light for humanity. You know, every mother used to have about 8-9 kids, and you know, they all wanted to do jihad and become martyrs. And you know, the kind of tactics they used to come up with used to be so brilliant. And all of that has been destroyed by the Zionist entity. And you know, I went there to cry.
Okay. So what did you see in those 5-6 days? What was the mood of the nation?
The mood of the Zionist entity or the
Yeah.
victims of Gaza?
The Israel.
Israel.
Israel. Israel.
Look, life continues as normal, right? If you're in Tel Aviv, or even if you go down, okay, if you go down to the Gaza envelope, which has been separated, which has been evacuated, the local residents aren't there, and all the moshavs and kibbutzes, they're being used as army barracks right now to support the operation inside Gaza. But in Israel proper, the part that hasn't been evacuated, its life is normal. You know, when I was there was a Hezbollah ballistic missile attack, and we all ran into the bunker. You know, there's a safe room even in every high rise. So, you know, even if a 9/11 style attack happens, that core part where people are hiding will survive. It increases costs massively because, you know, you have 60, 70 story buildings out there.
But they have to do it.
Well, not 60, 70, but say about 30, 40. The core of the building is built first. It's made of reinforced concrete with all kinds of life support systems and things like that, so that, you know, people stay safe. Rockets won't have much of an impact in things, and that is the building rule for everywhere. Every independent house has to have it. Every small flat has to have a reinforced room. Every
Government funds it?
The government funds it, yeah, but funds it for people who had houses before, but now it is built into every this thing. It's like, you know, I mean, you won't accept a house without light bulbs and a toilet in it, right? So it's like that. Nobody buys a house unless it's got it's a mandatory building requirement that's built into the cost of the house now.
But overall, like, people, what is the...
But life goes on, you know, people were on the beach being happy, walking their dogs, restaurants were full, children's parks are full, life goes on, work is going on as normal. Suddenly there'll be a missile warning alarm, everybody runs in, and after about half an hour, or if it's a longer salvo that lasts 2-3 hours, then after 2-3 hours everybody comes back and resumes work. All those safe areas are built for work, so you have Wi-Fi and things in there. So, you know, you go in and you work.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, but overall, like, people, are they still mourning, or? Like?
No, they're not mourning at all. They're in very high spirits. There's a lot of anger because remember, there's almost 150,000 people displaced. Now, 150,000, if you look at it in terms of Israel, which has a population of 9 million, that's almost 1% of your population, slightly over 1% of your population, right? So imagine, and a huge area of the north, about 25-30 kilometers in the north, and about 10-15 kilometers east and north of Gaza have been evacuated. Now, you know, in India, you're like, bhai, 25 kilometers को evacuate कर दिया, 15 kilometers को evacuate कर दिया, इसमें क्या बात है? ये तो like, you know, गुड़गांव और मानेसर के बीच में जो distance है, बस वही है. But you have to remember that country is only about 150-200 kilometers from north to south. So it's actually a huge part. अगर मैं हिंदुस्तान के terms में बोलूँगा, it's like अगर हमने पूरा राजस्थान और गुजरात को evacuate कर दिया है सेफ्टी जोन के लिए, और उनका पॉपुलेशन को होटल्स या एम्प्टी फ्लैट्स में लगा के रखा है, यू नो. सो इट्स वेरी टफ. पीपल डोंट अप्रिशिएट दैट. और जो उनका एक बहुत वो गांव का मेंटालिटी कि पूरा गांव एक खानदान है, बच्चे सब एक साथ पलते पोसते हैं and things like that. So, you know, when the community gets fractured,
they have feudal lords and all like that.
No,
they
it's a
don't
very
have,
modern
like
society.
Arabs have.
No, even the Arab communities out there don't. And you know what's been strange? If you remember about 2-3 years back, there were Israeli Arabs rioting. This time there has been no riot, no protest in support of Palestine, because all the Israeli Arabs realize that they would much rather have Israeli passports than have Palestinian passports or Syrian passports or Lebanese passports or Egyptian passports or Jordanian passports.
But don't they have like...
Or even for that matter, Emirati or Saudi passports, because at least in Israel they can say whatever the hell they want. Right? There were instances after 7th October where there were some people posting pro-terror, and about 100 or so of them got arrested, but there were no protests out in the streets, no demonstrations.
Is it out of fear or?
No, it's not out of fear, because you know about almost 25% of the members of parliament are Arab Muslims and Arab Christians.
But like they have this ummah where Muslims, irrespective
देखो
of
भाई,
the country,
उम्मा तब खत्म होता है when you realize that living in those countries is extremely unsafe. See, for India, if comparative to India, the quality of life in Lebanon and Jordan is probably much better. In Saudi Arabia and Emirates, it's way better. But Israel now has a per capita income equal to or greater than that of Germany. Okay, which is the richest big economy of Europe. So imagine being richer than Germany and wanting to go to countries that are half your per capita income, or not half. Actually, Emirates has a higher per capita income. But in Israel, they can do what they want. They can say what they want as long as you're not supporting terror.
They have masjids there?
Of course, they do. Lots of masjids.
So it's like democracy.
In fact, in the opposite the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, which is where Christ was crucified and resurrected and all of that, there's a mosque right opposite it. That was built by the Umayyad Caliph. No, it was built by the Rashidun Caliph, I think. I forget now. Yeah, I think it was built by the Rashidun Caliph, but one of them.
But overall, but people are very nationalists there.
Extremely nationalist. And Europeans find that very hard to swallow because for them nationalism is a very bad word. Because उधर nationalism का एक ही मतलब होता है Hitler, ठीक है, and Mussolini. So there it's a dirty word, but in Israel they're fiercely nationalistic. And अंदर बहुत झगड़ा लड़ाई करते हैं. But when the country calls you up, that's it. All the argument stops. Argument private में रहता है, अंदर रहता है. But they will never undermine the war effort or question the war effort.
And how are they handling Jews are being treated badly in West and all that?
It's become a very big thing because they did not believe that after what happened in the Holocaust, you'd see this kind of rhetoric come out of the West. And it's been a real wake-up call for them because everybody funding, not everybody, but the overwhelming majority. Of funds funding this wokery was coming from East and West Coast Jews in the United States who tend to be ultra-liberal. Because they're all rich, spoiled brats who haven't gone through military service back in Israel. They don't know the reality on the ground. They're just sitting in New York and saying, oh, I'm a Jew. Yeah, well, I'm sorry. And that's been a wake-up call.
But their lives are in danger there also. Nobody's going to ask them whether...
Look, if you're living in a 10,000 square foot penthouse in New York, being driven around in a Rolls Royce, you're not aware of the danger. It's an ordinary Jew who has to go to, shop on the streets or lives a middle class life that feels the threat. Or even a lower upper class life.
There are middle class Jews in the world?
Of course there are. Heaps of them.
I used to think, I was under the impression they're all rich.
No. Quite a mistaken concept.
Is there poverty there
in Israel? Yes, there is quite a bit of poverty there. But see, it's a socialist state, so they look after everybody. You're not going to starve. Are there homeless people? Of course. Even though the government guarantees you housing and things like that. भाई अगर एक बंदे को घर चाहिए ही नहीं, वो रास्ते पे भीख मांगना चाहता है, like what are called hobos or whatever, then there's nothing you can do about it. But you will find lots of poor neighborhoods in Tel Aviv, especially in Jerusalem. Tel Aviv versus Jerusalem is two worlds apart. Tel Aviv is a totally new city. Jerusalem is a totally old city. Tel Aviv is the most liberal city you'll come across. Everybody is hedonistic in bikinis or showing off their six-pack abs and things like that.
Like they have in Turkey. Yeah.
On the beach. No, Turks don't look as good as Israelis do.
Okay.
But it's celebrating human sexuality, the human body and looking good and all of that. And it isn't fake like Lebanon and Turkey where you've got to go do Botox and tattoo red on your lips so that, or in Tehran where everybody has a nose job. So in Tehran, all the high-end shops, the mannequins on the display, they'll have a little patch on the nose, a little white patch on the nose. Okay. Because the 18th birthday gift to almost every Iranian upper-class girl is a nose job by their father or mother. And the reason
because
for
they
that
cover
is,
their head, only this portion is you can.
So it's really important, right? And so the mannequins also have had a nose job, so that patch is to look cool. And the poorer people who can't afford the patch, they'll wear the little patch just to show that they're Well, they've had a nose
But
job.
Jews are more liberal and they're carefree.
In Tel Aviv they are. In
Care.
Jerusalem, Jerusalem is much poorer than Tel Aviv. But poor is relative. Huh? It's still much richer than India. But it's very. There's a lot more Orthodox Jews in Jerusalem than there are in Tel Aviv, obviously. It's a much more conservative city. There's a whole mindset change between Jerusalem and Tel Aviv.
And do you think now for Middle East, a lot of countries, they have a common enemy, Iran?
Yeah. So let's take Jordan for example. The Queen claims to be both a Palestinian and a refugee. Have you ever heard of a serving queen claiming to be a refugee? This can only happen with the Palestinians, where you're a queen, you're not from the country, and you're a refugee. Okay, she keeps going doing all these fundraisers for Gaza, as she calls it, and the entire public discourse has been completely anti-Israel and pro-Gaza. But when the Iranian missile strike, the mass drone and missile strike happened in April, Jordanian fighters were up in the air shooting down the drones and the missiles. Right? So public में कुछ बोलता है, and Saudi Arabia hasn't opened its mouth. The Emirates and Bahrain have almost half supported Israel in all of this. Tomorrow, if Israel wants to strike Iran, they will happily allow overflight over Emirati and Saudi territory.
That they made it very clear.
And they'll even provide refueling and everything, and in case there's an emergency diversion, they'll happily divert it to one of their bases, quietly fix it up and send it back to Israel. So it's one of those things where, you know, what is said in public in the Arab world is not what is in private, and the Israelis are perfectly happy with it. Public में तुम जो बोलना है, ये यहूद बहुत कुटिल लोग हैं, घटिया लोग हैं, हत्यारे हैं, whatever. And private, full intelligence cooperation, full military cooperation. You know, the intelligence services of the Saudis, the Emiratis and the Israelis and the Bahrainis, and even apparently the Omanis, are cooperating so much. It's probably more than what India and America cooperate in intelligence sharing.
You know, I was reading this tweet. One guy had asked, and he got like, I don't know how many, 5,000, 6,000 replies, that who in Lebanon is informing these people, informing the Jews.
Dekho, there's a very standard thing. If you looked at the Cold War, many Russians and East Europeans defected to the West. Very few Westerners defected to the East. You can literally count them on the palm of your hands. Stalin's own daughter defected to America from India. You know that? She married an Indian guy. Stalin's daughter married this Indian communist. She came to India on the pretext of immersing his ashes. And then she went into the American embassy and said, I defect. Khrushchev's son, who was a missile scientist or a nuclear scientist, he defected. So imagine two Soviet leaders' children defected to America.
And they were against America.
Why? Because in closed societies, in repressed societies, and Hezbollah is an extremely nasty organization, दम घुटता है, सांस नहीं ले सकते हो आप, right? So आप फिर defect कर जाते हो. In an open society, what do you have to defect for? Unless पैसा का लालच बहुत ज़्यादा है, and even if Hezbollah can afford your money, nobody is going to give them information. You feel a sense of belonging. There you feel a sense of getting crushed. Now, what had happened was, in the last 6-7 years, the Israelis hadn't paid attention to human intelligence. They were completely focused on all this technological wizardry. After 7th October, they realized human intelligence is very important, because machine can't pick up everything. वो human nuance से ही पता चलता है. So, for example, imagine there is a bug in this room, and the Pakistanis are spying on Maskutaru ji, because you're such a potent enemy of Pakistan. Okay. Now, they'll pick up this conversation, but somehow, you know, like apparently this has a whole, this is actually a nuclear bomb, which I'm just handing over to you. They won't pick up on that if I don't say it. The conversation will be something else, the action will be something else. and electronic intelligence can't pick up on that. So they focused on on human intelligence again after 7th October 23. And what happened was all their assets that had been in Lebanon dormant, जो इस्तेमाल नहीं हुआ था क्योंकि सब ये टेक्नो विजर्डरी में चले गए थे ना, उनको रीएक्टिवेट किया गया। और क्योंकि उन एसेट्स का डर नहीं था कि भाई हमको हर 15 दिन कोई रिपोर्ट भेजना है, ये या भेजना है, वो बहुत डीपली ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के अंदर घुस गए थे। तो ये सब जो रदवान फोर्स का पूरा कमांड निकाला गया, हिजबुल्ला का पूरा कमांड निकाला गया, ये सब ह्यूमन इंटेलिजेंस से हुआ था। जो पेजर बॉम्ब था वो तो टेक इंटेल था, बट दैट उसका वो भी प्रोडक्ट था ऑफ ह्यूमन इंटेल। किसी ने इनफैक्ट द वर्किंग थियरी नाउ इज कि इजराइल ने ही उस बंदे को हिजबुल्ला ने में प्लांट किया था जिसने बोला था हमको पेजर लेने चाहिए।
ओह गॉड।
So imagine how high up in the leadership that person must be. और फिर उनको कन्विंस करके इजरायलियों को बोला, और इजरायलियों ने उसका लाइसेंस 6-7 साल पहले लिया, फैक्ट्री सेटअप किया, और देख लो कि हिजबुल्ला ने खुद अपने हत्या के लिए पैसा दिया है इजराइल को।
It was done in South Korea. Where
No,
were
no,
they
no, it
made?
was done in Bulgaria and Hungary.
Okay.
फैक्ट्री सेटअप किया था, सप्लाई का फैक्ट्री सेटअप किया था बल्गेरिया में, असेंबली का फैक्ट्री सेटअप किया था हंगरी में।
और उस ये सब जब पेजेस सबके पास आए उसके कितने दिनों बाद अटैक हुआ?
ऑलमोस्ट 1 साल बाद।
जब सबके पास आ गए।
जब सबके पास आ गए।
My God, you need super power to do that.
I mean, it's like imagine यार,
It's
like
very,
it is
very Hollywood kind
पूरा,
of.
अरे हॉलीवुड छोड़ो, हॉलीवुड ने भी ऐसे नहीं सोचा होगा, क्योंकि हॉलीवुड में भी ना जब एलियन इन्वेजन होता है ना हॉलीवुड में, तब भी थोड़ा रियलिस्टिक रखना पड़ता है। ठीक है कि कुछ लोग बच गए एंड थिंग्स लाइक दैट। इधर क्या है, इट इज बियॉन्ड द वाइल्डेस्ट ड्रीम्स ऑफ एनी हॉलीवुड डायरेक्टर। इट इज बियॉन्ड द साइफाई कि एक हफ्ते में इजराइल ने जो काउंटर टेररिज्म की मैया डैश 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 कर दी, वो पिछले 2000 साल की हिस्ट्री ऑफ काउंटर टेररिज्म में कभी नहीं हुआ है।
Will India ever be able to do this? They won't even dare, or like they're not equipped
No, see, people don't think, they're like, you know, मेरे ट्विटर टाइमलाइन पे किसी कमेंट डाला, बीबी नेतन्याहू को 1 साल के लिए हिंदुस्तान का प्रधानमंत्री बना दो, उससे कुछ नहीं होगा। देखिए, ये होल ऑफ सोसाइटी अप्रोच है। जब हम उनके इंटेलिजेंस हेडक्वार्टर्स गए थे इस बार, सब जो उधर काम कर रहे हैं 18 से 26 साल के बच्चे हैं।
Okay.
क्योंकि वो बच्चों को कॉलेज से चुन चुन के देखते हैं कि भाई टीचर को लगेगा ये बदमाश लड़का है, बहुत ये हेरा फेरी कर रहा है, शैतानी कर रहा है। दे सी ही इज विलिंग टू डिफाई द रूल्स।
Acumen, हाँ।
तो अगर ये डिफाई रूल्स कर रहा है, इसका 2 चीज़ हो सकता है, या तो ये बुद्धू है और वायलेंट है, नहीं तो फिर ये बहुत इंटेलिजेंट है और इस सेटअप में सेट नहीं हो रहा है। तो वो उसको लेते हैं क्योंकि हमारा सोच विचार एक किस्म से है, हम आउट ऑफ द बॉक्स सोच नहीं पा रहे हैं। और ये जब बच्चा आएगा, इसको जब हम ट्रेन करेंगे, तो इसका जो वो रेबेलियस नेचर है, वो हमको हर चीज़ पे हमारी गलतियां दिखाएगा, वो हमारे को एक किस्म से हर हमारा स्टेप ऑडिट करेगा। So they take young people who've got a completely open mind that hasn't been prejudiced or whatever, and train them up, and they leave the operations to them. So they invest in young people. हिंदुस्तान में हम टेक्नोलॉजी में इन्वेस्ट करते हैं क्योंकि हम मानते हैं लोग बुद्धू हैं और हमारे प्रॉब्लम्स टेक्नोलॉजी में है। उधर वो टेक्नोलॉजी में इन्वेस्ट नहीं करते, वो ह्यूमंस में इन्वेस्ट करते हैं क्योंकि वो मानते हैं कि ह्यूमन से ही टेक्नोलॉजी निकलता है।
And they are all one, where the national security and the nation is concerned, they're all one. Here we are all divided.
हाँ, तो उधर फॉर एग्जाम्पल नो इजरायली पॉलिटिशियन विल कम आउट एंड सपोर्ट हिजबुल्ला, हमास और दिस थिंग। इधर तो सब बोलते हैं कि क्या पाकिस्तान से दोस्ती करो, चुम्मा करो,
Son of a professor था,
सन ऑफ अ
terrorist.
प्रोफेसर, व्हाटएवर, वो सब उधर होता नहीं है। The Arabs used to do it for a while, but ever since 7th October they've shut up completely.
You tell me one thing, यहाँ कुछ वहाँ पे कोई प्रोटेस्ट नहीं हुआ अरब वर्ल्ड में, हाँ, अगेंस्ट
नहीं, 1-2 प्रोटेस्ट
अरे वो
हुए हैं।
छोटे मोटे,
हाँ।
पर इंडिया इज गोइंग क्रेजी। Indian Muslims, what are they doing?
देखो भाई, जब खुद के लोग नहीं हैं, आप उनके भाषा भी नहीं समझते हो। आपने बस, आपको मदरसे में कुरान सिखाया गया है, उसका मतलब नहीं समझाया गया है, आपने बस उसको रट मारा है, ठीक है। तो क्या होता है कि इन लोगों को लगता है कि हम क्या कर सकते हैं, वो इन्फीरियरिटी कॉम्प्लेक्स होता है ना, वो बहुत
Trying
ज़्यादा
to
होता है।
assert their
वो दिखाना चाहते हैं लोगों को कि हम भी आपके साथ हैं, हम भी आपके साथ हैं। एंड पैलेस्टाइन ऑनेस्टली डजंट गिव अ शिट अबाउट केरला एंड केरला मुस्लिम्स।
even like Mehbooba Mufti. See, she's
So who gives a shit about Kashmiri opinion in Palestine
no,
or
but
Lebanon?
her own
आपको पता
constituency.
है, आपको पता है जो केरला में वो बड़ा सा डेमोन्स्ट्रेशन हुआ था ना, उसको अरब प्रेस में कितना प्रेस कवरेज मिला? ना के बराबर। किसी ने उसका फोटो नहीं छपवाया, किसी ने उसका कुछ नहीं किया।
And यहाँ पे हर बात के लिए प्रोटेस्ट करने लगे आप।
तो करने दो। आई फंडामेंटली बिलीव कि इन लोगों को वन वे टिकट भेज देना चाहिए कि आप जाओ, जाके हिजबुल्ला में भर्ती हो या हमास में भर्ती हो, और जाके यार ये लोग
Fight for your religion.
ये लोग दिन भर बोलते रहते हैं शहादत शहादत शहादत। अब आपको शहादत की अपॉर्चुनिटी मिल रहा है तो जाके शहीद बनो ना। और इजराइल आपको शहादत दे रहा है, आप बोलते हो मेरे को शहीद बनना है। इजराइल आपका जो डिज़ायर है वो आपको दे रहा है, और फिर भी आप उनके मुंह पे थूक रहे हो। या करो भी आप उनके मुंह पे थूकोगे, ना करो भी उनके मुंह पे थूकोगे, ये क्या बात हुई? जाके शहीद बनो, रोक कौन रहा है?
Is Netanyahu popular leader?
You can
there?
still get, let me show you this. इसमें let's see, let's go to make my trip, and this is not an ad for make my trip by the way, but let's go to make my trip. Flights from New Delhi to Beirut. Okay, and let's see, you're departing on the 5th and returning on the 9th, okay, of October. इकोनॉमी में चलेंगे, आपके लिए कोई बिजनेस क्लास नहीं देगा। मेरे लिए लोग बिजनेस क्लास देते हैं, पर आप मेरी तरह नहीं हैं, तो कृपया ये देखिए। सऊदीया पे 25,000 का मिल रहा है वन वे, तो कर लीजिए। और
इनके पास तो मुस्लिम पर्सनल लॉ बोर्ड और वक्फ वालों के पास तो पैसा बहुत है, इनको फंड करना चाहिए।
हाँ, so it takes approximately 3 hours and 20 minutes layover. Total it's a 10-hour trip, and you leave at 6:30 and you reach at 1:40 in the morning there. और रिटर्न ट्रिप भी आपको 25 एयर इंडिया एक्सप्रेस एंड एयर अरेबिया में मिल रहा है। 50,000 आप नहीं दे सकते अपने ईमान के लिए, आपने उसूल के लिए, आपने रसूल के लिए। जाके कीजिए। अगर यार तुम लोग अगर 50,000 दे के जिहाद करने के लायक नहीं हो तो किस चीज़ के लायक हो? बस रोड में आके चिल्लाओगे, फिर वापस घर जाके पता नहीं दारू पियोगे या हशीश फूकोगे। ये होता है तुम्हारा शहादत, ये होता है तुम्हारा जिहाद। जाके करो असली जिहाद, कौन रोक रहा है? करो।
तो चलो, अब तो 7 अक्टूबर के बाद तो काफ़ी लोग सपोर्ट तो दे रहे हैं ज्यूज़ को। लाइक आई एम तो टोटली फॉर देम, टोटली फॉर देम। So here we end our discussion.
जी।
Okay, Ya Allah, Ya Allah.
Yalla, yalla.
Ya Allah, Ya Allah. Thank you, Abhijit.
And please condemn Israeli penocide. Hashtag stop Israeli penocide. Penis lives matter. Hezbollah penises matter.
Okay. Thanks, Abhijit.
It's called Hezbollah.
Hezbollah.
हिंदी में उसका बुल्ला।
Shut up, Abhijit. Bye. Thanks.